If you're a father who's lacking respect inside of the household, I just want to open you up to the idea that maybe there is something you can do about it instead of possibly barking or commanding that respect from those that you love and care about that you're not quite getting. Inside of our latest podcast episode, Winning the Game of Respect, we talk about a couple of key things. The first thing is, what is respect? And respect is a perception of value. But the second point, probably the most important one, is why is respect lacking inside of my home, inside of my relationships, inside of my marriage? More often than not, what we see is either there is a lack of value in the eyes of the beholder, but more importantly, the lack of value is there because you haven't invested time and energy inside of your relationships. And the third point on that is there is a lack of value inside of yourself, which is seen through others in a lack of time and energy in yourself. So I want you to open up to the possibility and the perspective here that, hey, if you invest inside of yourself, stand up as a leader, instead of speaking words and commanding respect from others inside of the household, you start raising the value in yourself and building a higher level of self-respect again, self-love, self-worth, value, appreciation, esteem, confidence, enthusiasm, whatever word you want to pick. If you develop a higher level of self-respect inside of you, who you are, your actions, the byproduct is naturally leadership firstly, and secondly, because you've done it, you know what to do. So you have a higher ability and a higher level or skill set to be able to give more quality in the time and energy that you invest. Please understand, marriage isn't something that you hold on to that is part of you, that you control, or part of your ownership in your wife. It's an agreement. It's that simple. It is literally a bubble in the air. You're standing on one side, she's standing on the other side. You're looking up and you are investing time and energy into that bubble that is an agreement that says this is who we are to and with and for each other. Where is that coming from? It's why all relationships starve to death, because the respect starts lacking because there's a lack of value in the eyes of the beholder because you don't speak her language. You don't understand what her needs and wants and desires are, but also you don't have the capacity to do that because you don't invest in yourself first. So why would she respect you? Why would she believe you? If you're living a life of lies, a life of neglect and worry and doubt and concern inside of who you are and how you stand up with your actions, your habits, your belief systems, your morning and night routines and rituals, your capacity to perform, aka your energy, physically, mentally and emotionally, it's not there. So if it's not there, why would she believe you or find that attractive? I urge you strongly to dive into our last podcast episode and many of our podcasts that really puts a spotlight inside of what we can control and what we can do to empower ourselves again as men, not just in our marriage and our relationship, but understanding that the hat of fatherhood, the hat of being a husband, goes on your head. And when you understand that respect is simply a measurement or a perception of value, and secondly, what you can do to gain a large level of respect from those that you love and care about starts with you acting first and leading through your own actions and developing and investing in yourself, you start to see this ripple effect from which you become not only more valuable and attractive to your wife and those that you love and care about, but also you play the game in a better way and win the game of respect instead of chasing with roses and flowers and chocolates and all these other things that leads to you being a punching bag and supplicating. But then on the flip side, you don't have to become the tyrant either, where everyone else walks on eggshells. You're either grumpy dad burning everything to the ground, or you're the submissive dad that just gets walked all over. You become the chief in the middle. I hope you enjoy this podcast episode. I'm going to post a link in below, and I'd love to get your comments and shares and takeaways on this. But essentially, this is going to be something that's going to be a huge breakthrough for many men, where they can actually win the game of respect by starting with looking inwards and respecting and valuing themselves again, and giving themselves the time and energy that they need, that they deserve, and that they ultimately desire, because you do, to give back to you and to live life. This is your life and this is your time. Cheers.